The race started up in northwest France with 3 days in the Vendée region, and things got worse for Contador on stage 1 when he was caught behind a big crash.
Well, there's no doubt. Oh, there's been, we're looking to the left here now as we see all of these riders here. Now, this is a massive pile-up, Paul. I just caught a glimpse of that side of my eye, and that's just happened.
Well, let's have a look at where it's happened, because it's over on the right-hand side, and it's gone down very hard indeed, and that has blocked the main field. Wow. This is why, Phil, inside of the last 20 kilometres, you've got to ride in the front. Now, it's difficult to see just exactly whether or not any of the big leaders were involved in that accident there, and in fact, it was a spectator who just was standing too close into the road there, and a rider from Astana went down very hard. It actually looked like Alexander Vinokourov.
Well, let's hope there's nobody injured there, but that was a massive pile-up, and it's come at the most crucial stage of the charge for the finish and completely split the peloton here. Well, time now really does matter if any of the potential candidates of final victory. It happened on the right of the road there, and it looked as though a rider from Astana did clip the side of a spectator, and he ricocheted left, unfortunately, right into the pack, which took out a lot of riders. Now they've got a split. So as we see the race now, they are 3.8 miles from the finish, and there is a very definite split on.
Thomas Vogler there in the green jersey. He's looking very nervous, looking left and right, staying right up in the first 4 or 5 positions. Also, Philippe Gilbert very comfortable on the right-hand side in the black, yellow and red jersey, champion of Belgium.
There is Alberto Contador playing with his little radio piece. And now, I'm not sure where he is, but I think he might be on the offensive here to try and chase up to the lead group. He's got his whole team working for him. So Contador, like the day when we went down to La Grande Motte a couple of years ago, is losing seconds to men who may matter later on in the Tour de France.
When you're the man who's the defending champion, you've got to remain calm in a moment like this. This is only 1 day, Phil, out of 22 days of racing. It won't be good for his morale, but he can't panic. He can't push himself into the red zone. He's got to look around, use his team, and hope that maybe on the final ascent up to the line that he can try and pull back a few seconds. Now it's Radio Shack, Jaroslav Popovic on the front end of the main field with a big R on his shoulder. He is thinking about this. Hincapie in third position there on the left-hand side with the white glasses. He's looking over his shoulder. Come on, Cadel Evans, you can stay with me. This could be a very interesting point. We're looking here, Phil. 31 seconds Contador has lost at this point.
This is what you said earlier, Paul, because Cadel Evans was riding at the front to keep himself out of trouble, and it's not just kept him out of trouble at the moment, it's working in his favour. These are huge time gaps when you've lost the Tour by 23 and you're half a minute ahead. That could be the Tour in 3 weeks' time. You just don't know. At 2.7 miles to go. Radio Shack and BMC, the 2 American teams, and HTC High Road have got themselves in perfect position here. Remember George Hincapie in his 16th Tour? He's seen it all before.
He has seen it all before, that is for certain, because now we can see BMC getting it worked up at the front. Third place there is Bernie Eisel, the Austrian rider. It's out to 36 seconds now for Alberto Contador. He's not going to pull back any of that time here, Phil, because these guys are full on for the stage victory here this afternoon. Andreas Kloden of Radio Shack has made the junction. All of the big leaders have been very attentive. It would appear to me only one man has been caught out, and that is the defending champion. He's in this group with 2 miles to go. Alberto Contador, there he is.
Well, I doubt it is going to get back now in less than 2 miles to go. He is 36 seconds behind. Well, this has been an incredible turnaround at just about 8 kilometres from the finish. A crash has altered the destiny of the stage of the Tour de France. Well, it may not have done, because Philippe Gilbert is about 4th or 5th in the line here, and just on 2 kilometres from the finish.
Andre Greipel is not going for the win this afternoon. He's the man on the front. He's digging deep now to keep this pace nice and high, because in 3rd position, you've got Philippe Gilbert. In 4th position, you've got Thomas Vogler. In 5th position, you've got Damiano Cunego.
Well, that was a huge effort by Greipel. It lasted about 100 metres because the big sprinter on the flat couldn't cope with the climb as we're now heading up towards the finish. This is all the pressure on the man in black now, and he's only got 2 men left in front of him. And Thomas Vogler is there. There's another crash here. We've gone back down the road. I'm not exactly sure where, but is this the Contador group in trouble again?
Well, there's a lot of riders are very nervous today, Phil. They really are taking all kinds of risks. It's the first day. We We're looking here at inside of 3 kilometres to go. This group has been splintered completely as Philippe Gilbert is in third place.
Now that's going to be a difficult call for the referees because the 3 kilometres to go rule will come into play, but the race was already split, so they're going to have to sort that one out. We'll have to go with whatever they decide. But these are the attacks we expected to come now, and that is a good move to aid the man in third place, Gilbert. He needed somebody to put a big move in.
Well, I tell you what, Katusha have put the big attack in, but Philippe Gilbert is sitting and waiting. I spoke to somebody just before the start about how to win this stage here. You've got to wait. You've got to bide your time right down to the last moment. Right up there in third position. It looks like Rojas is looking very comfortable indeed. Not too far away in the green jersey. Thomas Vogler is looking ready to see whether or not he can pounce. The Spanish national champion Phil in third position. Rojas has got an incredible turn of speed, especially at the top of a climb like this. Cunego is in fourth.
Well, Philippe Gilbert there telling his teammate to keep the pressure on for as long as he can by shaking his head in second place. He doesn't want to be at the front yet. I've got to watch the right here of the road because this is also another... And that looks to me like the little figure of Alexander Vinokurov who's launched the attack. That was to be expected, and this is helping Gilbert. Voigtler has got second wheel. Gilbert is third. Pushoff is moving up as well. He's in about sixth place in the white jersey.
Bosenhagen is right up there as well, but here's Fabian Cancellara.
That is Fabian Cancellara who's gone with a huge amount, and Gilbert recognised that one because if Cancellara goes, you've got to counter. That is an absolute flyer, but you know it's a long, long way to the finish of this bend as you sweep around the corner. Cancellara looking, and he's got trouble on his wheel. Gilbert does not want to go yet, but he may have no choice. He's got to jump and make it hard. Gilbert kicks again. The champion of Belgium has got it. Well, he goes up towards the line now, and Cancellara, he made the move spot on, but Philippe Gilbert, who was right there in it. Now, can he hang on, Paul? Because this is desperate moments. As Gilbert tries to hang on, he's got just about 500 metres to go.
We're coming up in third place. Looks like Cadel Evans as well, because coming around this final corner, Philippe Gilbert really had the acceleration. He's got to keep going, though, because there's a long, interminable hill, and Cadel Evans is coming across the gap.
Oh, it's going to hurt the legs, but that's a result for Cadel Evans and for Philippe Gilbert. Win 14 for him. Cadel Evans has had a tremendous day. The favourite has got second there, amongst the favourites got second on a day that Contador has lost time. That's a big start now as the clock continues to count now. The seconds go by. Well, this is going to be a very unusual overall classification tonight, but there's no doubt the first maillot jaune will go to Philippe Gilbert.
But the time gaps have appeared. There's Contador over on the right-hand side with the yellow sunglasses.
He grits his teeth. He's got to keep going. The clock is counting against him here. So as they race up towards the line, that clock is enormous. Now, we don't know whether some of this, Andy Schleck is in this group as well. So at least Contador and Schleck go in tomorrow in the same time. It looks about a minute 20. Contador now knows this has been a grim day in the Tour de France for him. Andy Schleck alongside him. Bradley Wiggins is there as well. So the big names finishing there. What a game for Evans.
They must have been involved in that second crash because Bradley Wiggins was riding right at the front end of the main field. So I have a feeling that Andy Schleck and Bradley Wiggins went down in the second crash. But there's no doubt at all about the winner of the stage this afternoon, Philippe Gilbert of Belgium, and the champion to boot.
So the stage result gave us the first standings of the race. Gilbert 3 seconds ahead of an impressively strong-looking Cadel Evans, with the world champion Tuhusoft leading a pack of riders at 6 seconds down, among them Sky's Geraint Thomas. The likes of Andy Schleck, David Miller and Brad Wiggins were all in the 6-second group, but Alberto Contador, who remember won the Tour from Andy Schleck by only 39 seconds last year, was already trailing his chief rival by twice that.